Okay, hi. I'm just making a quick video just to show you how to use the sheet. There's a few players that might not be familiar, so I'm just going to quickly go. So this is the sheet, the spreadsheet that we use to put in scores and enter, etc. So firstly, let's have a look at on the left. Just making an adjustment there. So you can see on the left here, this is where you enter. So you just select your name. So at number 11 here, you just select your name. They're in alphabetical order, and just choose your name. So let's just say I am ADC for the moment, and then I would either enter is the main one, obviously, and it will turn green. You can also put maybe if you're a bit unsure, but obviously you have to decide by the deadline, which is 8:30 tonight, 20:45. Just lets us know that you might be playing and whatever. You can even put that you can't play, and that just lets us know. It just tells us that at least you've seen it. It's just a quick way of doing it if you want. So once you've done that, then obviously we just wait until the draw, which will be around 8:45. Sorry, when I said 7:45, I said I meant 8:45, 20:45. But just a few more details here at the top here. Just when it starts, number of players that have entered, 10. The time at the moment, and that this here tells you, I'm going to actually put that in yellow. That tells you how long is left. So there's 3 hours and 54 minutes left till break off. All times are in UK. This is just a table telling you how many points are available for whoever wins. This will change if more players are added. So it's based on how many players are entered. So there's quite a few players playing tonight. So there's a good 50 points available for the main tour championship. I can see some people have opened sheets. I'm just going to take them off. So yeah, so here is 50 points at the moment if no one else enters for the winner. The grand final runner-up, 25 points. Losers final, 1667 points, and so on. LB1 is the losers bracket, first round. So if you lose in that, you just get the lowest amount of points. And then we have high break. So here, if you make a break and you just want to record it, it'd probably be useful. Just put your name and just type in the break that you got. And that will just help us keep a recording of it. If you points will only go to the play with the highest break. So obviously, if you come to the table, you made a break, say you made a 75 break, and you see here that Mohammed Farzi has made an 87. There's no real point in putting it in, to be fair. You can do so, but obviously only the highest breaks will be relevant. Here is just in case we had more than 16 players, but that's unlikely to happen tonight. So that's the first part of, and then you've got the bottom here a link to this sheet. So if you want to share it to another player who doesn't have it or can't find it, you can just use that. This here, this C thing is for administration purposes, and it's not really relevant to you. So let's now go on to the first round. So this is the first round. Now, if you see in black, I've hidden the players' names, because what will happen when I make the draw is I will, in this column for the draw, it's got a random number that changes every minute. But when I make the draw, I will lock those numbers in, and then I will put them in chronological order, or from descending order or ascending order, just at whim. And that will change the names in this order here. And that will how I make the draw. And then these names in black will change to correspond with me making the draw. And then I will open the names. So as you can see, the names are based on what's here at the moment, but these will change when I make the draw, and they will change. So once the draw has been made, then we have this here, round one. So they're in columns. So there's this column here, which is the first round, and it is best of one frame, and that starts at 9 o'clock. So when 9 o'clock comes and the draw has been made, you go to online snooker club in Flash Snooker, and just wait for your player to come. And obviously, if that's player one and that's player two, make sure you play in that order. And when the match is finished, so let's look at this one here, round 1.1. Alan Lockett versus JMA, ALK versus JMA. So let's say JMA wins. I'm just going to open the next round as well. If you just look at WB1, which is winner's bracket, so whoever wins in round, so this is saying here, this one, hopefully you can see it. One round 1.1. So whoever wins, so you click on that there, and you will see two players. So let's say JMA won, and you see JMA now has gone into winner's bracket 1.1, and you put lost, so ALK will be the loser, and he's gone down into this loser's bracket here. So the green represents where the player will go in the green section, and orange represents that you've lost one match and you have one life left. And if you look down here, you've got red, and if you're chosen, if you lose that match in loser's bracket, then you're eliminated. Red means you're eliminated if your name is there. So round one, so we've got 10, so at least 2 round one matches will go ahead. If it stays as it is, round match 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 will be buys. So what I will do, if there's no more players that enter, I will do this. and you can see that matches 3, 4, 3 down to 8 have a bye. So in round 2, that will mean that I'm just going to choose on here. So let's say in this match, round 2, PMX wins and Stevie Watt loses. So PMX has gone into winners bracket match 1, and Stevie Watts has gone into losers bracket match 1. So if we just go down and do that, so let's say, well, obviously here going down, so JK will win and that will be a bye. AJD will win that one and that will be a bye. CBG will win that one and that will be a bye. WDR, bye. NGA, bye. And Cheyenne, bye. So we can now see round 2, or winners bracket. Winners bracket is the top half. Excuse me. In green, and the losers go into the bottom half in red. So let's look at the winners bracket. JMA v PMX now. JGK v AGD. CBG v WDR. This is an example. This is not actually as it is because the draw's not been made yet. And match 4 in the winners bracket is NGA and Cheyenne. And in the losers bracket we have ALK versus STW, and then the rest are buys. So I'm going to show you how that will work. So what will happen here is this match will be played, obviously, and that's best of 3. But for losers bracket matches 2, 3, and 4, it will just be a bye for all of those. And they will go into lost WP 1.4. Now, so the buys have gone in match 2, match 3 in LB2, losers bracket round 2, and who will go in here is the losers of the winners bracket round 1. So let's just add JMA won this one, PMX lost, JGK won this one, and AGD lost. CBG won this one, and WDR lost, and NGA won this one, and Cheyenne lost. So that we'll see in the top half you have JMA. The winners have gone to the semi-finals, and the losers in orange have gone down to this losers bracket. So let me just see. Okay, so let me just choose this one as well. So that means PMX will play Alan Lockett, but AGD will get a bye, WDR will get a bye, and Cheyenne will get a bye. So let's go to the next round. Which will be played on Tuesday. So the top half, those who've not lost are in the winners bracket still. Obviously the semi-finals will be played. So let's say the semi-final, JMA wins and JGK loses. CBG wins and NGA loses. That means the final here, JMA and CBJ will play the winners bracket final. It's not the complete match. It's not the grand final. It's just the winners bracket final, and that's best of 5. But if you notice, let's just and then you have, as the semi-finals are played, then you have the losers bracket 2. So let's say PMX wins that one, and Lockett is eliminated. AG Day wins that one because it's a bye anyway. WDR will get a bye, and Cheyenne will get a bye. It's just the look of the draw that determines that. So you can now see that we have the final, which will be, so on Tuesday, tomorrow at 9 o'clock, it will be the winners bracket final, and in the losers bracket it will be PMX versus AGD in this scenario, and WDR v Cheyenne. Let's go to the next round. I'll open these other rounds as well. So on Tuesday at 9, we have the winners bracket final. So the winner will put their name in. So let's say JMA won and CBG lost. CBG would go into the losers bracket final. So, the winners bracket final is best of 5. So that will take a good couple of hours. Meanwhile, in the losers bracket, we have PMX and AGD. So let's say PMX wins that. Then AGD, those will be second defeat, so he will be eliminated. And let's say Wim wins Cheyenne. So now they will play the losers of the semi-final here. So JGK, he lost the first semi-final against JMA, so he goes into LB4, and will play PMX, who loses bracket 3, who won, sorry, lose bracket 3. And Wim will play NGA, who lost in the semi-final winners bracket 2.2. So as you can see, they all build up as they go along. So then they play, and this is best of 3, and that is best of 3 as well. And then we go into LB5. So this is the winner of LB4 and LB4.1 and LB4.2. So the 2 winners of that will play off on that. So let's add them. So let's say JGK won that one, and PMX lost, and WDR won that one, and NJ lost. So PMX and NJ is eliminated. And then you have LB5. Now this is best of 1, and that should be around about 11:30. And let's say JGK won that one and WDR lost that one. That would mean that the losers bracket final is between CBG, who lost the winners bracket final against Jamie, because he's only lost, that's his first loss, so he goes into the LB final, and he will play off with the winner of the losers bracket section, which was JGK in this scenario. So, and as you can see, JMA has gone into the grand final. He's waiting at the grand final that will be played on Wednesday, and he hasn't lost a match. Bear that in mind. So let's just say this is played off and CBG wins, and JGK loses, he's eliminated. So that means that Jamie will play CBG in the grand final. Now, because Jamie has not lost a match and it's a double elimination, if CBG wins this match, the grand final, it's best of 5. Best of 5. Let's say CBG wins. So if CBG wins, then it goes to a playoff because Jamie has not lost a match and Carlos had, CBG had. So this is just a playoff of best of 3 to decide. So both have lost, and this is to determine who will have lost only 1 match and who will have lost 2 matches. And that's best of 3. So the first grand final is best of 5, and then straight away after that it's best of 3. So it's a playoff on it. If Jamie Anderson in this scenario would have won, then final 2 would not be played, and Jamie would be to determine the winner. So basically, thing to remember here is, for each match, you have at the top player 1 and at the bottom player 2, and in the middle you have on the left who won the match, and on the right who lost the match. And these are choices that you should enter. The home player should enter, and the away player should post the score in OSC admin. But this is just to give you an idea. So I'm just gonna go back now. Right, so let me just check. Make sure it's back to where it was. I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, it seems about right. So when you come onto the sheet, when the draw has been made, whichever match you're in, just put in who won and who lost for each one, and that will take you to the next column. If you lose a match, you will go to the bottom of the page. If you lose a match while you're in the bottom, your second match defeat, then you're eliminated. If you win a match, you will stay in the top half until you lose, and then you'll go in the bottom half, obviously. But matches being played tonight are, if you look at the dates on each section, in green, they're Monday, and Tuesday's matches are in blue in the date section. And then you have blue, that's blue. So Tuesday, there's a lot of matches, but there still should last 3 hours. maybe the if you're in the losers bracket and you go all the way, it'll probably just after midnight if your matches are on average 25 minutes. But there's no difference in terms of time. It's just that you have more matches, 2 best of 3 and 2 best of 1 if you go all the way. And Wednesday dates are in purple. So hope that kind of helps you in terms of how to use the sheet. Like I say, home players fill out the sheet, and away players post in OSC admin. But don't worry, just as long as it's recorded in OSC admin, I will fill it out as we go along. But just to get an idea, and hopefully over time we'll all know how to use these sheets. Hopefully you can see it okay. I know it's quite small, but I just had to get it all on the same sheet. You can, when you've got the sheet open, if you go to view it, if you go to the top here, view, and press full screen, then that will give you a full screen. Press escape to come out of that. You've got here, you've got you can make it bigger. So if you make it bigger by 125 and then put it on full screen, make it a little bit better, and you can just scroll up and down if you want. So let me actually just gives you a better look at that. So 250. So here, yeah, you see, so you have what the name of the match is, then the top one is player 1, bottom one is player 2, and then once the match is finished, just click on this and tell us who won the match, and click on this and tell us who lost the match, which player lost the match. And just a reminder, round 1 is for everyone, and then it splits into the top half for the winners and bottom half for the losers. And that's just about it. You can, if you see this here, you can, if you hover over back to start, I'll give you a link and it will take you back. If you hover over Wednesday's matches and press it, it will take you to Wednesday's matches. And then you can go back to Tuesday's matches. You hover over it, a link comes up, and then you press it. That takes you to Tuesdays. That takes you to Mondays. And back to the start will take you to the start. If you look down at the bottom, you can see 2 other sheets. You've got a main tour championship table. That's if you press on that, that gives you the current point score for the season in this main tour championship. And you've also got match rules, and it's just some rules about when you're playing. Some of the new players might find it useful. So rule number 1, if you're in a snooker, you must nominate which colour you're going for in the table chat. That is very important. Obviously, you can't just, if you're in a snooker, you can't just hit it. And if you're in a snooker and you don't nominate which colour you're going for, and you take the shot, it doesn't matter what you hit, you must give a foul in your next shot. And to give a foul, you just nudge 0%. So regardless of what ball you hit, if you've not nominated, you should give a foul. Use the nudge, giving a foul to solve any issues. If you've had an issue, offer to give an opponent, if something's happened and you can't reverse it, for example, or it's got a bit messy, you can offer to give your opponent a foul or 2 fouls or whatever, just to level up the scores, or say like there's a glitch or someone has lost points when they didn't need to, then the opponent can give some points back if needed. That's number 3. Rule number 4, if you and opponent cannot solve a disagreement within a match and move on, ideally, hopefully you can sort the problem out yourselves. If it's not, if say a player is being dishonest or is cheating, that you feel he's cheating or he's being unfair or they've misread the rules or whatever, that very, very rarely happens. We've had issues like this in the past, and hopefully it will never happen again. But if it can't be agreed, obviously some people don't speak great English, so it might be a misunderstanding. Just go to the green room. So if your opponent cannot solve a disagreement and move on, comment in the OSC green room, describing the issue, and get feedback from OSC admin or other players. And if needed, stop the match. If you can't solve it and you can't resolve it, stop the match until you can speak to someone and get it resolved. Or you can agree to replay the frame. And the link here to OSC Green Room, if you click on that, it will take you to the OSC Green Room chat room, if that's useful to you. Rule number 5, away players. So that's the player 2 in a match when you first start. They must confirm in OSC admin when the match, they do all the scores in OSC admin, all the updates in OSC admin. So they will announce when the match has started, what the current score is after each frame, and the final result. And the home player should just thumbs up just on the comment that has been made. And that just tells everyone that everything's fine and everything's agreed, etc. For league matches, home players fill out the sheet and away players post in admin, and that's the same for most of it as well. So most of matches will be played in a spreadsheet like this. So it's the home player who's responsible for filling out the sheet in a particular match, and the away player should post the result or update OSC admin. Now the miss rule, when you play in the game, there's a miss rule option. If a player makes a foul, now that miss rule can be used as many times as you want, but only if both players don't need snookers. So if any player in the match needs snookers, whether it's then the miss rule cannot be used. So please be aware of that. If for whatever reason you press the miss rule by mistake, you've not realized that someone needs snookers, then the player who has pressed miss rule by mistake, can be put back in. So the player is taking a shot who is in front, and their opponent needs snookers, and let's say that the player in front, the player who is behind, makes a foul, the player in front cannot hit the misrule. But if they do, then his opponent can put him back in. So they're in a snooker, and the player who has used misrule wrongly, they can be put back in to take that shot. But ideally, do not use the misrule if anyone needs snookers. So rule 8, if a player is AWOL, so absent without leaving a message, OSC a message, they're down to play, but they don't turn up. So 1 frame is to be added to the waiting player's score every 30 minutes from the official start time of that match, either until the absent player arrives or the end of the match or session has been reached. So that's every 30 minutes. So, for example, tonight, round 1 is 21:09 9 o'clock. If a player doesn't turn up, it's best of 1. So if they've not turned up by 9:30, then 1 frame should be added to the score. And actually, let me just see. I've just noticed I've not put anywhere to add scores. So I'll just quickly do that. Have I? No, I haven't. So I'm going to do that now. But that's basically the match rule. So I'll just read number 9. You agree to respect other players in any events by keeping everyone up to date as your availability and competing in an event. So just make sure you tell your opponent or keep everyone up to date if you're running late or whatever. So I think one more thing I need to say is how you put your scores in. So I'm just adjusting them now. Just didn't realize I hadn't done that. So let me just do that very quickly. I can't believe I missed that. Right, so I'm just going to do a bit of admin here. 1 second, let me just see. Right, okay. Right, so this one is here. This won't mean anything to you at the moment, just bear with me. just adding where you put the scores. Okay. Right, so there's where you put the scores. So PMX 1, but obviously this is what makes you move on to the next round, putting who won in and who lost. So technically, that's probably why I didn't probably the scores. I didn't feel they were that necessarily, but there you go. So anyway, that's what it is. Have a good look at the sheet if you can. And there's 10 players still, so any questions, just give me a shout. And I'm just going to do some more admin just to tidy up and put the scores in. And I'll catch you later. Hopefully this was of some use to you.